Starting off with number 10, Meghan has been heavily criticized for her actions from the press, public, and even former friends. A former friend of Meg's accused the Duchess of being fame hungry and said Meghan's goal was always to become a household name. She's insanely smart and poised, but very, very guarded. She's not a person you can actually be friends with. She's the type of person who is best friends with her stylist. Ouch, Meg, is that true? After moving to Toronto to film the drama series Suits, Meghan began spending time at exclusive bar venues like Soho House, while surrounding herself with the likes of celebrity stylists Jessica Mulroney and Misha Nonu. I get it, you're getting a little attention, so you want to hang around people who have similar social status. Meghan was known to socialize with foreign heiresses, upper crust, smart, ambitious. Nona's friend told Vanity Fair they have everything and they want everything. And even though that might not necessarily be wrong, we can't help but wonder why Meg discards her old friends when newer, cooler people come in the picture. A close friend to Prince Harry, Nonu has previously been reported as the matchmaker who set him up with her new friend. Another Hollywood insider revealed that Meghan even held a Sayonara Zara party, where she gave away her old clothes once she could afford the high-end labels worn by her Suits character paralegal Rachel Zane. Am I the only one who thinks that sounds really corny? Meg, you could have simply donated the clothes you didn't want to wear anymore instead of trying to get attention over something as uninteresting as getting rid of clothes. What do you guys think? On to number 9, add relatives to the list of people who have criticized her publicly. Accusations have been made by half-sister Samantha Markle since Meg's rise to fame. In 2016, Sam told The Sun that Meghan always dreamt of being a princess, painting her as a social climber. Ironically, her dream did come true, and then she chose to step down. She has made headlines accusing Meghan of lying about paying for her own university fees and causing an irreparable rift in her relationship with her father, Thomas Markle, after she failed to call him on Christmas Day. I've never seen anyone so rude and hurtful and heartless and absent a soul in my life. Samantha Markle wrote on Twitter, "The brutal tweets revealed that Meghan hadn't spoken to her father since her May nuptials, leading him to finding out about his daughter's pregnancy through the news." Samantha added, "Apparently you're not capable of forgiveness or having a peaceful heart." Sometimes I feel like some beef should be had off the internet, and this is definitely one of those cases. Their issues are being posted for the whole world to see when they could just talk about it in private, especially if celebrities vocalize that they would like the privacy. Number 8 on our countdown, we might never know if Meghan Markle had already formulated a plan similar to Megxit when she married Prince Harry. But according to someone who knows her personally, shedding her skin and starting over is a habit of hers. It's been said that post-Megxit, Meghan is no stranger to picking up and reinventing herself. Both a go-getter as well as a shapeshifter, she returns now with more social mojo than she could have ever imagined then. By March 2020, Markle was already unleashing that social mojo in LA, where she and Harry moved from Canada. The Sussexes were previously mocked when the prince was filmed asking Disney CEO to cast Markle in something. "You know she does voiceovers," the prince reportedly said. The actress had instructed her agent to find her a role in a superhero movie. It seems as though Markle was making herself at home, but how was Harry handling it? Was the royal keeping up with his shape-shifting wife? I don't know how his career is going to map out. Dr. Jane Goodall, a famous primatologist and a good friend of Harry's, told the Radio Times, "I've been in touch, though I think he's finding life a bit challenging just now. Join the club, Harry." Apparently, Samantha isn't the only Markle who has issues within the family. Half-brother Thomas Jr. has made allegations that the other sibling has been cut out of the family. Despite Prince Harry making a comment that the royals are like the family she never had, one family member suggested this was not the case. "She's had a really good family," said Thomas Markle Jr. "We were as close as we could be, as tight as we could be. That's what we were." As we all know, it was revealed last minute that Markle's dad would not be attending her royal wedding. Confirming the news, she said, "Sadly, my father will not be attending our wedding. I have always cared for my father and hope he can be given the space he needs to focus on his health." Apparently, her actions behind closed doors did not match. The shocking news of his absence reduced both Meghan and Harry to tears. After turning up to Kensington Palace unannounced, Samantha was overcome with online abuse. However, she hit back in support of her father, saying that the Duchess should bow to the daddy, accusing her half-sister of giving fake waves and smiles, and not giving time to the one who was always there for her. Samantha simply wanted Meghan to reach out to her father so he could know she is well, happy, and to touch base. What do you think of this family drama? Is Meghan the wrong here? Number 6 on our countdown, someone call up Steve Harvey because we've got more family feuds. Samantha has claimed that Meghan is not paying enough attention to her father after making numerous attempts to speak to Meghan about the health of their 74-year-old dad. Kensington Palace refused to respond. Whether or not Meghan was aware of this, her publicist tweeted, "This doesn't need to be public. We would prefer to keep this private." Samantha is coming to the UK this week, like it or not. This could be after Markle's dad staged his own paparazzi shots before the wedding. Despite many requests for photographers to stay away from Thomas Markle, he apparently worked with members of paparazzi to stage photos showing him preparing for his daughter's royal wedding. It was alleged that he made a healthy profit from this too. While there was much speculation on this, it was reported Thomas decided not to attend the nuptials to avoid embarrassing the royal family. Only days later, he changed his mind. Forget about the Kardashians, I can't even keep up with the Markles. From what the media portrays of them, they just seem pretty dysfunctional, but at the same time, it's definitely entertaining. Meghan has allegedly hidden her half-sister's disability. Samantha, who was diagnosed with MS back in 2008 and is in a wheelchair, hiding family members' disabilities seems very familiar. I'm surprised Meg didn't get along well with another family who is known to do that. I'm looking at the royals. Samantha also believes her sister has avoided speaking out about it publicly. She has even spoken out that Meghan has abandoned the family. In addition, she said that the two sisters have not been close, especially since her diagnosis. Born 17 years apart to different mothers, their relationship was never the smoothest, and despite Samantha's claims, we doubt this is due to her disability. Samantha constantly talks bad about Meg and treats her poorly due to jealousy, so I want to say it has nothing to do with her disability, but everything to do with her attitude. What do you guys think? I personally cannot justify Samantha's actions because all she's ever done is spoken badly about her sister, which is mostly why Meg never even invited her to the royal wedding. Number 4 on our list, Meghan's older half-brother is certainly not royal family material. Just like his father, he is on his second divorce and similarly declared his own bankruptcy in 2013. However, the real topper is that Thomas Markle Jr. was taken into custody after allegedly holding a weapon to his girlfriend's head. He was charged with unlawful use of a dangerous weapon, menacing, and domestic violence. This does not sound like ideal behavior for a brother-in-law of Prince Harry, but to be fair, the royal family does have Andrew, who was only recently kicked out of the royal palace. So don't worry, Meghan, there is literally nothing worse than that. But speaking of royal family material, apparently Meghan always wanted one thing in life, and that's to become a member of the British royal family. Sounds like some manifestation to me. Now, she's never confirmed that, but her friends have said that she always had a fascination with the royals. According to some sources, this was all a part of Meghan's plan. A former friend once said she was always fascinated by the royal family. She wanted to be Princess Diana 2.0, but my advice to him is to tread cautiously. I'm not shocked at all. It's like she has been planning this all her life. She gets exactly what she wants, and Harry has fallen for her play. Talk about an awful friend for outing Meghan like that, right? Meg might not even be painted as the greatest woman, but some of her former friends, I get why she stopped talking to them. On to number 3. Fun fact, Meghan is not Markle's real name. She was born Rachel Meghan Markle, which ironically is the name of her character on Suits. Even though we don't know why Meghan decided to drop Rachel, all of her acting credits are under Meghan Markle. Perhaps, like some of her former friends have mentioned, she had always aspired to get to where she is today, and Meghan was more suited for a royal title. Was Meghan's rise to fame all part of her plan for joining the royal family? Would we have preferred Princess Meghan Meghan or Princess Rachel? Comment your thoughts on the name choice. Personally, I feel like she looks like more of a Rachel and she should have stuck with it, but regardless, either name is cute. Counting down to number 2, as we all know, it goes against royal protocol to display forms of PDA. And the late queen wasn't a fan of it either. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have been captured holding hands and smooching. Gasp! A couple in love showing affection? How dare they, honestly. The royal family has a lot of rules that they need to follow. There's a special order that everyone has to walk in, certain ways to greet each family member, and even dress codes depending on what event they're attending. But it turns out there's no official rule against PDA in public. That being said, Queen Elizabeth always wanted her family to act professional at all times. It's kind of like when you're out in public with your parents and you just know that they don't want you kissing your partner. To the naked eye, it seems like Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are madly in love. It turns out that to the trained eye, that's exactly what it looks like too. Body language expert Darren Stanton, on behalf of Slingo, says that the two really are smitten with each other. You know, because of all that hand-holding and lingering stares. With that being said, of course once you are part of a new family, it's important to respect certain things, especially when it comes to their reputation. All the PDA made people wonder if Meg was just craving the attention and all the cameras on the couple, or, here's a shocker, she's actually in love with the person she married. What do you guys think? Is their PDA unacceptable, or should people mind their business a little more? Our final reason Meg is a social climber, remember her little friend Piers Morgan? Morgan was very vocal when it came to accusing Harry and Meghan of lying. You may remember in the Oprah Winfrey Wine-a-thon, about 17 different things that came out of their mouths were quickly proven to be untrue, and were added again with a Netflix documentary. He claimed the couple now ruthlessly exploits their titles as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex for hundreds of millions of dollars. During the Oprah interview, Meg claimed that she and Prince Harry shared their vows in their backyard with the Archbishop of Canterbury, who later refuted the claims, saying the wedding was celebrated on the 19th of May, the day of their marriage, which was also publicly televised. Personally, that just doesn't seem like something you need to lie about, but then again, it could just be a tactic to get people talking about how much of a rebel princess she is. Piers addressed the issue he has with the Duke and Duchess through his tweets about the first look at the Netflix miniseries. After feeling exploited over having his soundbite used in the series, a trail of tweets followed. Honestly, I feel like Piers was excited to have his voice featured in the series because the way he obsesses over Meg, he might have a little crush on her. Morgan even called the royal a deluded, spoiled, manipulated brat, and also slammed Prince Harry for waging a relentless, vicious public war against his own family. Do you guys agree with Morgan? Is Meghan being a brat? Comment down below.
And at number 10 we have Donald Trump. Donald Trump, what a character he is. After his supporters attempted to overtake the Capitol building on January 6, 2021 in his honor, President Donald Trump was finally kicked off social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. President Donald Trump was finally kicked off social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. To make matters worse, the attack resulted in 5 deaths, at least 138 injured police officers, and an estimated $30 million in damages. As a result of his behavior, not to mention the lies he spread leading up to it, Trump was denied access to his beloved tweeting platform. As of March 2021, his banishment has been upheld, and his advisor, Jason Miller, has announced that Trump plans to return through his own platform soon enough. However, if we've learned anything from his election cycle, it's that Trump may have met his match when it comes to being blocked from social media. He better watch out, since it looks like big tech isn't gonna let him slide anymore. And at number 9, we have PEWDIEPIE. Perhaps one of the most famous YouTubers in the world when it comes to making headlines, no one does it better than PEWDIEPIE. From his controversial content to his unverified Twitter account, the YouTube star has been a major source of media coverage for years. In 2016, PEWDIEPIE had tweeted a joke about himself and Jack Septic Eye joining an illegal organization, which caught the attention of the Twitter algorithm, and he was temporarily banned for promoting hate. While this was just a joke, the damage had already been done. This incident led to him calling Twitter a cesspool and leaving the platform for good on his own. But not before poking fun at the algorithm by jokingly replacing his name with Mr. Algorithm. Little did he know this would be only one of many jokes that kept us laughing ever since. And at number 8 we have Azealia Banks. Azealia Banks was the hater of all haters at a point of her career. If this were a video game, she would be the last boss to beat. This rapper released 1 studio album, 3 mixtapes, and 2 EPs throughout the 2010s. But it's not her music that has earned her fame. No, that will be her social media antics. Azealia Banks is universally known for her provocative tweets that often got her into trouble. She's literally had beef with everybody, even with Beyonce. Like, who would really have beef with Beyonce? In 2016, she was removed from Twitter after making a plethora of offensive comments about Zayn Malik, but this did not stop her. Oh no, it didn't. 2 years later, she insulted Monet X Change on Drag Race and found herself suspended from Twitter once again. And as if this wasn't enough of a lesson, Banks was deactivated for a 3rd time in October 2020 when she made some truly outrageous transphobic remarks. Now that is what you call getting caught Banksy. And at number 7, Kanye West. When it comes to Kanye West and Kim Kardashian's relationship, the internet has seen its fair share of drama. After his multiple outbursts on Instagram, which included threats towards Kim and her current but now past boyfriend Pete Davidson, Kanye was temporarily banned from the platform. Since Instagram was gone, Kanye, after 2 long years of silence, took to Twitter and fired shots at Mark Zuckerberg, CEO of both Facebook and Instagram. His tweets contained an apparent anti-Semitic threat, which prompted the 2 social media sites to take swift action and ban him from their platforms. However, rather than accept the banishment silently, Kanye decided to make a joke out of it. He posted another tweet saying he was being sent to Twitter jail as punishment for his transgressions. And so here ends yet another chapter of the continuing saga between 2 of Hollywood's most famous exes. Hopefully Kanye stays distracted with his new wife, but until then, stay tuned for more Kanye drama. And at number 6, Courtney Love. An alt-rock and grunge icon, Courtney Love has released 4 studio albums with her legendary band Hole, and 1 album as a solo artist. She is also known for her highly publicized marriage to Nirvana's Kurt Cobain, which ended with his son passing in 1994. Her Twitter career was nothing short of controversial, so it came as no surprise when she became the first celebrity to be sued for defamation over tweets in 2011. Courtney Love settled the case for $45,000, but she was banned from Twitter shortly after. However, this didn't stop her from being sued yet again by attorney Rhonda Holmes after hostile tweets. To the shock of us all, Courtney managed to win this case. But to put it simply, Twitter was definitely an online platform that got her into the most trouble. And number 5, Alex Jones. Alex Jones, the infamous American conspiracy theorist, is notorious for his far-right website InfoWars and wild theories he has about historic events. Notorious for his numerous bans from social media platforms, the latest of which is a permanent ban from Twitter in 2018. This wasn't Jones' first rodeo. Prior to the Twitter ban, he and InfoWars were already banned from Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and more. But this was only the beginning for Alex's plight to be regulated off the web, as both he and InfoWars then went on to face an even greater ban hammering, this time on Facebook and Instagram. Jones and InfoWars were booted off of Facebook and Instagram in the same purge that took out many others. All jokes aside though, this might be the end of Alex's career on most social media, unless he makes a hilarious parody of himself pleading with Mark Zuckerberg. Let's see if he can come up with a conspiracy theory to reason why he got banned from everything. Number 4, Rose McGowan. Actress and activist Rose McGowan isn't afraid to make her voice heard on social media, no matter the consequences. In 2017, she was briefly banned from Twitter after she exposed Ben Affleck's connection to Harvey Weinstein by tweeting a private phone number, an offense that goes against Twitter's terms of service. Although her ban only lasted a short time, maybe about 12 hours, it did not stop McGowan from continuing to push for change. After all, as a vocal advocate for gender equality, it seems like getting banned is just another part of the job description. Coming in at number 3, we have Perez Hilton. Perez Hilton, the iconic and controversial celebrity gossip columnist, has achieved a remarkable feat in 2020. It is rumored that his tongue-in-cheek comments about the app's regulations and policies were the true cause of his ban. Nevertheless, even with this setback, Perez still manages to have over 1 million followers on various social media platforms. Despite his ban, he continues to entertain his fans with comedic memes and pokes fun at other celebs while highlighting their latest faux pas. And at number 2, we have Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate, the self-proclaimed success coach who has been widely and severely condemned for his misogynistic advice, has earned himself a permanent ban from Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Previously boasting 4.7 million followers on Instagram and 744,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel Tate Speech, it is safe to say that Andrew Tate's internet fame has come to an abrupt halt due to his own behavior. Because of his ban, he managed to carve out a space online through other people's channels and platforms where he claims to know the secrets to wealth and still finds time to make hateful comments. While most people can appreciate the appeal of having wealth and success, I mean, we all do want to be millionaires. Nobody wants to follow or listen to someone spewing hateful arguments or content. Something that Andrew Tate is all too familiar with. So what will become of Mr. Tate? Who knows? But hopefully it will be one that doesn't involve internet access. Finally, taking over our number 1 spot is Rihanna. Rihanna just can't seem to stay away from trouble. In 2014, the popular singer posted a series of photos on Instagram which were too hot to handle. Even though they were taken from the French adult magazine Lou, which is basically the French version of Playboy, Rihanna still managed to break Instagram's no nudity policy. Fans were absolutely outraged when her page was deleted and demanded that Instagram restore it, which they eventually did, claiming that it had been mistakenly caught in one of our automated systems. Unfortunately for Rihanna, this didn't last long as her page disappeared again within 6 months. To ensure a safe return to the platform, Rihanna posted an adorable doodle of herself shaking hands with the Instagram logo. The caption read, "A deal is a deal, Riri. Let's hope she keeps her clothes on this time." So there you have it, the 10 celebrities whose outrageous behavior got them banned from social media. We could only hope that this list serves as a warning to all of us. If you're going to be scandalous on social media, know your audience and think twice before posting. After all, the consequences of a misstep can be costly and permanent.
Starting out with number 10, Hailey Bieber. It looks like Hailey Bieber will never beat the mean girl allegations online. Jelena fans have targeted the model for years, accusing her of being romantically involved with JB while he was dating Selena Gomez. This time, Hailey is facing backlash for reportedly copying her husband's ex. Are people going overboard with these theories, or are they onto something? Just recently, Selena Gomez posted the song Let Me Go by Daniel Caesar on TikTok, and according to online viewers, Hailey posted the same song on her Instagram stories shortly after. Coincidence? Maybe. On to number 9, Nessa Barrett. The popular TikToker Nessa Barrett has managed to successfully utilize her social media prominence into a burgeoning music career. Barrett's relatively young. She was born in August of 2002, so many initially forgave her for dancing to a verse from the Quran. Barrett apologized by saying she didn't know what she was dancing to, something that is believable given the fact that she was a teen when she posted the clip. But it still was an embarrassing slip up, not to mention pretty much very ignorant. Her music career didn't suffer though. She has collaborated with some of the biggest names in pop and EDM, such as Zara Larsson and Afrojack, and her single Pain, featuring KSI, recently topped the UK singles chart upon its release in April 2021. So it looks like Barrett is proving that you can make mistakes on social media and still have a promising career in the music industry if you learn from your slip-ups and use them as a learning experience. Who knows what heights she'll reach next? Comment below if you're gonna be keeping an eye out for her future releases. On to number 8, Jeffree Star. Although there seems to be an online consensus that Jeffree Star has absolutely done some foul things in his life, such as using his fortune for big money payouts to keep people quiet, among other horrendous things, it hasn't seemed to dim his star whatsoever. The Personalities Cosmetics brand is still very strong, and his apologies for past behavior have been criticized as being not only insincere, but insensitive. Like when he mentioned the passing away of Breonna Taylor and Elijah McClain to distract from the heat he was facing online. But the one thing that can't be denied is his influence on YouTube's beauty community. From lipsticks to eye palettes, he's been a pioneer in giving us some of the most vibrant and creative makeup products out there, for better or for worse. He continues to have an immense following no matter what anyone says about him, and as a result, his products often sell out almost instantly. From the latest controversies to the iconic makeup products, Jeffree Star has certainly made an impact in the beauty world, and it's something that likely won't be going away anytime soon, whether you're a fan or not. On to number 7, Tana Mongeau. If you're looking for a shining example of someone who's managed to follow the Kardashian model of becoming famous for a living, then you'd better be hard-pressed to find a better archetype than Tana Mongeau. She has her own MTV series, staged a wedding with Jake Paul for clout, and has amassed a reported $4 million net worth by the time she was 22 years old. Mongeau was accused of being racist by fellow content creators Simply Nessa and Callan Berry, and as a part of her apology, Mongeau said she was going to donate to the NAACP and work to hold herself accountable for her actions. Her career hasn't seemed to slow down one bit, however, even when she was criticized for selling provocative pics to help Joe Biden get elected in 2020. It's clear that Tana Mongeau has a knack for staying relevant and making money, two skills that can be attributed to her rise in fame. Love her or hate her, you've got to admit, she knows what she's doing. And if you'd like some tips on how to get famous like Tana, then look no further. You can always copy her style and see where it takes you. Number 6, Tati Westbrook. Tati Westbrook became popular with her makeup tutorials, which she then was able to leverage into a successful business. She then began feuding with another popular beauty blogger, James Charles, for promoting Sugar Bear hair vitamins. While this doesn't seem like reason to beef with someone, Tati found this especially hurtful because her and James were once very close, and she had her own line of follicle vitamins under her Halo Beauty brand. She then uploaded a clip castigating James called Bye Sisters, which she not only delineated the ways she felt James harmed her business, but she also accused him of disgusting behavior. Charles reportedly hit on straight men, and although she was cancelled, recent developments have folks who follow the drama giving credence to Westbrook's claims. Talk about a wild ride. The moral of the story, don't mess with Tati Westbrook and her business. Doing so will only result in sometimes public humiliation, as James Charles found out the hard way. On to number 5, Gabby DiMartino. Twins Nikki and Gabby have managed to become highly followed social media influencers, but the latter twin found herself in some hot water when she uploaded a childhood photo of herself on her OnlyFans account. The picture in question was of Gabby as a toddler where she was lifting up her skirt, and to make matters worse, Gabby appended a suggestive caption to the photo and offered folks to buy the content for $3. That's disgusting. OnlyFans immediately locked Gabby out of using the service, and she uploaded an apology stating she is going to grow and learn from the ordeal. She is still active on social media, but there are those who still think a bigger stink should have been made over her OnlyFans drama. We're curious to know what you think though. Let me know in the comments. On to number 4, Amanda Ensing. Very vocal about her right-wing views, which didn't seem to get her in too much hot water other than the occasional criticism from people who opposed her ideologies online. The Capitol riots proved to be a turning point in her career. Although she had been relatively unscathed by the criticism of her right-wing views before, the riots brought a new wave of backlash. Many questioned how someone with such extreme political views could still be held in high regard as an influencer. As a result, Ensing's popularity began to dwindle and many of her sponsorships and collaborations came to an end. At this point, it looks like Ensing's career will never quite reach the heights that she aspired to before. Whether she learns her lesson or continues to double down on her right-wing views, it looks like the public's opinion of Amanda will remain firmly tongue-in-cheek. It's a classic case of being careful what you wish for. It's true that with great power comes great responsibility, and in this case it looks like Ensing is learning the hard way. Number 3, Rachel Hollis. Hollis has been called out in the past from individuals saying some of her motivational advice ignores systemic issues that put impoverished and non-white people at a disadvantage. Her particular brand of self-sustenance and empowerment still resonates with a lot of folks, however, as she has managed to sell tons of books on the topic and established quite the online presence in doing so. Recent comments, however, where she compared herself to Harriet Tubman and Marie Curie, all because she lives in unrelatable lifestyle, got people up in arms. It didn't help that she was basically saying she was better than her cleaning lady in the same post. She's further elaborated on this issue, but people still seem to be pretty chafed. It looks like Hollis may have gotten a little too caught up in her own success and started to think she was invincible. She should take a step back, learn from the situation, and remember that no matter how successful you are, there's always something more to be learned. After all, knowledge is power. And in this case, maybe some humility too. Let's see what she does next. Number 2, Stassi Schroeder. The Vanderpump Rules TV personality had a few acting credits, but was mostly known as a TV reality personality. She was able to use her appearances in popular shows as a launching pad for a successful book launch. However, her PR agency dropped her and she was the subject of controversy following an incident with another VR co-star, Faith Stowers. Stassi reportedly called the police on Stowers, who is black, for a crime she didn't commit. Many believe that the call to police was a racially motivated one, and the TV personality has been widely criticized following news of the scandal. Despite the controversy, Stassi is still a fixture in popular culture and continues to find success with her book. She's also working on a new podcast which will offer listeners an unfiltered look into her life. The podcast promises to cover everything from relationships, career moves, and more. We'll have to wait and see whether she's able to bounce back from this controversy or if it'll haunt her for years to come. And finally, number 1, Hilaria Baldwin. The Mom Brain co-host has made quite the career for herself as a boss mom with her health and wellness posts and the Living Clearly method book that delves into her personal living philosophy. She's constantly posting workout routines online along with pictures and videos of her family. However, she was embroiled in some recent drama where it was revealed she had reportedly appropriated a Spanish identity even though she's a Boston native. She's been accused of pretending to not be fluent in English and even got her husband, famous actor Alec Baldwin, embroiled in the controversy. Starting off with number 10, Irritated King. A video from Charles's accession ceremony has gone viral for the wrong reasons. As he signs a proclamation, the newly crowned monarch furiously signals the royal aides to remove a tray of pens and ink pot crowding his desk. The irritability on the monarch's face and his clenched teeth have caused many to condemn the privileges and entitlement of the royals. One tweet read, "Imagine respecting anyone who treats another human being like this," while others point out how this is a glimpse of the real Charles. At the same time, Twitter believes that while Charles was clearly being rude, the clip is being blown out of proportion, as there have been worse cases of disrespectful behavior from elites. On to number 9, toothpaste. When King Charles wakes up every morning, his PJs and even shoelaces are pressed with an iron. The bathtub's water level is supposed to be exact every day. The temperature has to be particularly lukewarm. While such behavior is expected from any royal, the 73-year-old man even needs a valet to squeeze out 1 inch of toothpaste on his toothbrush every single day. While this was thought off as a rumor initially, Princess Diana's former butler, Paul Burrell, said that there is indeed truth in this statement while speaking in the 2015 documentary Serving the Royals Inside the Firm. On to number 8, Tampon Gate. One of the worst kept secrets of the royal family was Prince Charles's extramarital affair with his now wife and present queen consort, Camilla Parker Bowles. After Charles and Diana formally announced a separation in '92, a transcript of a phone call between Charles and Camilla from 1989 leaked to the media, with the whole incident being referred to as Camillagate. The transcript revealed some rather awkward and bizarrely erotic details in this secret relationship. Charles started off with the usual banter of how he cannot live without her, but then progressed towards getting into her pants. Camilla jokingly replied asking him if he would turn into her knickers, and then came the iconic answer from Charles, into a tampon. That would be nice. So don't feel bad if you're down bad, because I don't think you would ever be as down bad as King Charles was. On to number 7, forgetting to kiss the bride. Yikes. Hours before the wedding, Diana Spencer had decided to call it quits as she had started getting hints of Charles's affair with Camilla. However, she eventually mustered her courage for what was to be an awkward wedding. According to royal sources and several biographers of Diana, her royal husband forgot to kiss her after following their wedding vows. Diana was naturally taken aback, and Charles later kissed her when the couple appeared in the Buckingham Palace's balcony. This time, too, Charles took the step only when he was urged by the public. Kissing in the Buckingham balcony instead of the wedding altar has now become tradition for all royal weddings ever since. On to number 6, gifting alcohol to a recovering alcoholic. British heavy metal rocker Ozzy Osbourne is known for his drunken antics and onstage behavior that even includes eating live bats. Hence, it is very unlikely for Ozzy and Charles to be friends in the first place, but apparently they did share some sort of acquaintance, as Charles was thoughtful enough to give him a get-well-soon gift to the Black Sabbath lead singer when he was recovering from a bike crash in 2004. The only problem was that the gift was a bottle of scotch, and Osbourne was a recovering alcoholic at the time. The gift felt so tone-deaf that Ozzy's wife Sharon Osbourne seized the bottle. On to number 5, controversial king. Oprah Winfrey's interview with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle caused much controversy in early 2021, and even though the couple had not taken any names in particular, Meghan added that there were certain members in the royal family who were judgmental of her skin tone. A particular royal, she alleged, even wondered what their baby's complexion would be like. Brothers and Wives, a novel by Christopher Anderson, royal correspondent who has covered the crown's business for more than 5 decades, was published in 2021. And inside the private lives of William, Kate, Harry, and Meghan, he claimed that Charles had indeed passed the comment along. What do you think the complexion of their children will be like? Charles can be heard asking Camilla, essentially as per Anderson's book. Naturally, the royal family's spokespersons have denied these claims. Eventually, the recently delegated lord has forever been a disputable figure, particularly within the sight of his late spouse Diana, who keeps on being a dearest mainstream society symbol till date. In order to become a more well-liked face of the crown, Charles, and in particular his PR team, must step up their game in light of the viral coronation video. Number 4, awkward encounter. King Charles and Liz Truss had a rather awkward greeting at the first weekly gathering, which is essentially a brief but entirely private conversation between the monarch and prime minister each week. The awkward exchange between the two has been captured on camera and is being shared on Twitter for obvious reasons as well. In the video transferred by ITV News illustrious manager Chris Boat, we see support enter through the imperial entryways flanked by royal residence staff. After that, she makes a bow and then starts to step forward to shake the king's hand. Truss says, "Your Majesty, great to see you again." However, Charles responded in a manner that may have been unexpected. "Back again?" Truss responded. "Well, it's a great pleasure," to the monarch's likely joking comment. The king could then be heard to say, "Dear oh dear." Anyway, Charles also recently announced he would not be attending COP27 in Egypt next month after Truss supposedly objected to the monarch making an appearance to the International Climate Change Summit. The BBC has since reported that it was a mutual decision. With mutual friendship and respect, there was agreement that the king would not attend, a Buckingham Palace spokesperson claimed. However, many Twitter users have found humor in the awkward moment. Lecturer in diplomacy at Oxford University, Jennifer Cassidy, described it as a scene straight from The Office. Political awkwardness and unintentional comedy at its finest. Number 3, backlash. Charles's troubled past has been exposed numerous times now that he is king. He was accused of trying to get the British government to do some shady business. A senior member of parliament dubbed Charles Britain's best informed lobbyist after it was revealed in 2015 that he had received secret documents about the British government's inner workings that not even elected ministers had seen. The royal engaged in personal lobbying efforts to senior politicians about a variety of topics, including illegal fishing of the Patagonian toothfish and orders of military helicopters during the Iraq War. According to 27 memos that were provided to The Guardian and dubbed the Black Spider memos due to Charles's scrawl. Clarence House stated at the time that it is typical for heirs to the throne to be briefed on political topics. However, critics argue that members of the royal family should avoid politics. King Charles's political activism raises the question of whether he will be a political outspoken monarch. According to University of Chicago historian James Vaughn, who spoke to Politico, the question mark would be, would he try to use his role in the unwritten constitution to influence the British government's policies and thinking more than his mother probably ever wanted to? Number 2, jealousy. During his marriage to Princess Diana, he had his first significant encounter with disapproving public opinion. Archival footage of the couple touring Australia in the new HBO documentary The Princess suggests that he was jealous of how much more popular she was. Diana confirmed that Charles envied the public's devotion to his wife in her explosive 1995 interview with the BBC's Martin Bashir. The pressure on us both as a couple with the media was phenomenal and misunderstood by a great many people. She said, "We'd be going around Australia, for instance, and all you could hear was, 'Oh, she's on the other side.'" Diana subsequently clarified that the waiting crowds were expressing their disappointment that Charles was closer to them rather than Diana, explaining they weren't on the right side to wave at me or to touch me. And finally, at number 1, whatever in love means. The firstborn son of Queen Elizabeth probably could have married anyone, but he chose Diana, a pretty soft-spoken schoolteacher who was more than a decade his junior. They had met before, but when his beloved uncle, Lord Mountbatten, passed away, their romance took off quickly. Charles saw Diana in a new light all of a sudden as she offered Charles comfort. But that brand new light might not have been love. In point of fact, if we look back at the initial interview that Charles and Diana gave after they announced their engagement, we can see an awkward moment that may have revealed everything about the relationship. On the day of the wedding, there were also a few awkward moments that nobody knew about, like these little known details about Prince Charles and Diana's wedding. Charles turned to Diana what she would say when the interview asked the couple if they were in love. "Of course," she said with a scowl before turning away. After that, Charles stated, "Well, whatever in love means." Ouch. Like a blow to the heart, right? Diana, that is a red flag right there. Many people probably thought, "Oh, how adorable," or "such witty banter." However, Charles was probably revealing his true feelings for Diana, or rather, his lack of them, instead of being cute or funny with it. But that is all for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more news on your favorite celebrities and some more juicy royal updates. I'll catch you next time on The Rich Life.